few years ago, in true guerrilla filmmaking style, I was shooting in an unsafe location, potentially weak structures, and there was like an hourly security patrol. However, the location was perfect for the project I was working on, so I took the risk in filming there. But while shooting, we felt somewhat uneasy and we wanted to wrap up quickly. As a result, for 1 or 2 shots, I undercompensated the distance of the subject, and as a result, my focus isn't perfect. In this edit, the shot was no longer than 5 seconds, it was rendered in 1080, everyone watches on their phone, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Now, if you're playing the movie on a telephone, get real.
But for cinephiles, perfectionists, and myself, it will not suffice. You can see from the image, it's only a touch out of focus. Everything is perfectly viewable, but when you zoom in,
enhance, start.
100 to 200%, you can see the lack of sharpness in the details. So technically, you can't fix an out of focus image. Many, however, might jump straight into a standard sharpen effect and apply it to the overall image. However, that isn't really effective when it comes to soft focus, since it essentially sharpens every edge of the image, and that's going to make it look like that you shot on a DV tape. We need more control over the elements of the sharpening. So for this technique, we're going to leave the majority of the image in a soft focus state, and instead concentrate on bringing some life to the character's eyes and head. The eyes are always the first thing that we look at when speaking to or acknowledging a person. Therefore, if we can sharpen the eyes and the facial region, the rest of the image will look naturally out of focus and will be less noticeable. So this is the how-to, and I'm working in DaVinci Resolve. So I'm going to bring my footage into the color grading page and create a new node. On the new node, select a circular power window and place it on the character's face, eyes at the center point, and adjust the softness of the window so the sharpness will gradually fade away from the center of the window. And remember, if the character moves or the camera is moving, you will also need to track this power window. Next, open the sharpening panel, and there are 3 settings that you can adjust: radius, HV ratio, and scaling. The radius only needs a slight tweak. As you can see here, just dropping it, -15 has already over sharpened the image. So the radius setting controls how much to sharpen or blur. The HV ratio, horizontal vertical ratio, controls the direction of the applied effects. In this case, we can just ignore this. And the scaling control multiplies the scaling that the radius is implementing. Again, these settings only need the lightest of touches. For my shot, I added 0.03 sharpening and 0.44 scaling. This is the before, and this is the after. So now the image on the right has more perceived sharpness to the face. Since the rest of the image retains soft focus, it may appear more like a choice of shallow depth of field, although we can see the background clearly, rather than a focus blender. For a shot that will appear on screen for 5 seconds, it's a good fix. So again, you're never ever going to really fix soft focus, but this will be a great method to bring some life back to an image that you desperately need to use. Catch you next time.